shirt that I had made.
Yeah.
The back of it is kind of
Is
like
this the new one? Yeah, I think I saw
so.
it.
This is kind of
Yeah, I saw this, yeah.
my journey. I don't know if you could see.
Yeah,
it.
oh yeah. Yeah,
So
you're good there, yeah.
words that like inspired me or things that I went through.
You're listening to the Hustle Hard Project podcast. My name's Austin Montero, and my mission is to help fuel a generation and do that the right way. And part of that mission involves sitting down with health and wellness entrepreneurs to engage in conversation about their stories, service, the lessons they've learned along the way, and how they make an impact and create awareness in our community. Welcome back. We're here with Hustle Hard Project podcast with Jenna from Therapeutic Massage and Wellness. Welcome.
How are you?
Great.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you got it. It's awesome to have you. Thank you. Jenna's been in the local community for quite some time, hustling hard, and something I've noticed for a long time, and definitely respect what she does. So we're going to start us off like we do every other interview. If you could give us, it can be one or multiple people who influenced you the most growing up, or now as an adult, or in the business world, personal world, what have you. Who would they be?
Well, thank you for having me.
Of course,
I'm
of
really
course.
glad to be here. And I have a lot of influencers, but my biggest influencers is actually my clients.
Oh, wow. Great answer, yeah. Great answer.
So when you realize that you can take more classes, go home and research, the more that I do, the more that I learn, the better care that my clients are going to get.
Right.
So
Yeah.
to have influence all day long from all the clients that I see, it is the most inspiring thing for me to
great,
be
yeah.
able to help them. But in life, I would say my parents.
Okay.
My parents are huge influencers in me. They have instilled so many strong values and morals and ethics. So just growing up that way and the amount of respect that they've instilled, they are definitely my
That's
my
awesome.
biggest
Yeah.
influencers as well.
That's awesome. And I think that says a lot about your business, and nobody said that yet, that their clients are their best influencers first with their parents. So I think that's awesome and says a ton about where your mind is and your vision and your attitude towards service.
Absolutely. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. Give us your, for those who don't know, give us your story about your business, how you started, any crazy stories, any trials and tribulations, or how you got to where you are now.
So I am over 15 years doing massage therapy.
Yeah.
I started down in Florida. I decided to move back up here, and I went the low risk route. I opened up within chiropractic facilities.
Yep.
So I'd rent space from different chiropractors, and I would grow my business that way.
Okay.
So I recently, I would say my last location 7 years ago,
Yeah.
I went into a facility, and the chiropractor said, listen, I have someone that works for me already that does massage. I pay them, but you can rent space here. I'm just not going to be able to provide referrals to you.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, I'll make it work.
Yeah.
So I was able to build my clientele, and it got to a point where I was about 4 months booked out. Sounds like the best problem to have,
Sure, yeah,
right?
yeah.
But it's not, because then I'm turning people away that need me.
Right. Yeah.
So I was already at my capacity, so I knew that I had to make a change. So I went to my landlord of the building, and I said, can I rent space upstairs? So I was able to build by bringing on more therapists, bringing on like-minded people, a strong front desk staff, and I was able to now build my vision with having my own space.
That's awesome, yeah.
Because when you take away, this is somebody else's space, I could never really give my true vision.
Right, yes.
And I was outgrowing the space that I had, so it was important for me to take another risk.
I love it, yeah.
So I was actually able to stay in my building, take over 2,000 square feet.
That's awesome, yeah.
So I went from a one room to 2,000 square feet, hiring employees. Now I have 11 employees.
Wow. I didn't know that. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So to be able to get to that point was, very rewarding for me. You know,
Yeah, of course.
you never realize like what your journey is going to be.
No, you don't. No, it's going to change a million times too. Yeah.
So having that space and being able to now do what I love and create that that want and that need in my location is has been one of my biggest goals.
Yeah, that's awesome. And like it brings happiness. You get to do what you love.
Exactly.
Earn a nice income from doing it. Serve the community.
Exactly.
You know, created something from nothing, which is, you know.
Yeah. All for hard work.
Yeah, that's it. And it doesn't happen overnight. It takes a long time, and I think a lot of people today want things fast, and rarely does that happen. So it's cool to see that.
I actually, this shirt that I had made, the back of it is kind of like.
Is this the new one? Yeah, I think that's all.
So this is kind of my journey. I don't know if you could see it.
Yeah,
so
you're good there, yeah.
Words that like inspired me or things that I went through. So the grind of it, people just sometimes see the end product.
Of course, yeah. And they don't see all the day-to-day struggles or
the consistency, the sacrifice, the resilience, the hustle,
all of it, yeah.
The patience, you know, so that was...
For 15 years, it's a long time.
Yes,
you know?
Absolutely.
Especially now with social media being huge, it's like everything is like fast, and it's not. It's not, unless you just are extremely lucky for some crazy reason.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's talk about... what I love from what I see on Instagram, talking about Instagram, is just how your rooms are set up differently to, I think, create different experiences for your clients. Yep. I find that really awesome and something I haven't seen really out there at all. So I think that ties a lot into mental health. And so talk a little bit about, about your setup and your vision with the room differences.
So I've traveled all around the world, getting massages at different places, and every place that I go, I try to take an experience from that place. But more importantly, I think it goes back to things that make you the happiest. So whether it's moments, experiences, it could be something that you taste and it reminds you of something in your childhood. Right. So when you have those experiences happen to you, it makes you happy inside, or it allows you to feel calm. So what I did was create the want and the need.
Yep.
So I have themed rooms that are all experiences using the 5 senses. Okay. So I'll give an example. So I have this room called the Paradise Suite. And the Paradise Suite is inspired from my experiences of going to Cancun. Right. So I go with my aunt every year. It's the same place. And every time I go there, there's something about that first breath that I take every single time when I get there. It just makes me feel like a calmness. Right. So I built a room that you walk in and a cabana is inside the room. You're listening to the ocean sounds. You're smelling the ocean. You're looking out. The whole wall is literally the horizon of the ocean. That's awesome, yeah. So with lighting and projectors, we've now created this room to really feel like you're there. For me, when I treat in there, I feel like I am in Mexico looking out at the horizon. So and it makes exactly. So it makes me feel really good. So the hope is that I can find a room that makes that person feel the most comfort.
I love it, yeah. Creates that experience for them.
Well, then it allows me also to treat them in a way where we don't know what's going on in people's minds or people's hearts. Yeah. So a treatment is great, like a massage is great. But if I can just knock some of those barriers down and make that person feel the safest or the most comfortable, their treatment is going to be that much better because they're able to receive more.
I love it. I think it's great.
Yeah.
You guys do other events too, like, this is July 30th. I only have an event today, guided meditation. Yep. We talked about this off camera. Do you do that a lot, or is it other events you guys do? I know I saw you at Richter Park last week. Yeah. Serving the community in that capacity. So talk about events and other services you guys offer outside of the
so we're heavily involved with the community. We do so many charity events. I'll just, to take Richter Park as an example, I work with Richter Park regularly. So I get a list of all of their charity events and their outings that they're having. Okay. And whether it's me, whether it's my staff, my team, we provide complimentary services there for these charity events. So, it's a really great way, not just to give back when you're able to do exactly what you love, and then you can give back.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's just
the best, yeah.
it's putting it back into the universe. So we do a lot of the events there, and also just going to charity events, and supporting other local businesses doing charity events, or just events that they're doing that you want to show your face, and it's the consistency.
Right.
It's just continually putting yourself out there to know that you're supporting people around you and your community.
And it comes back, it always comes back
It
to you.
always comes
That's
back.
how it is. Energy out, energy in. It's always good. You probably already answered this, but if you could define, two-part question here. If you could define success and then tie that into if you were starting out 15 years ago, would you change anything? Would you do anything differently? I know it's kind of showing some regret, but if you could change anything, what would you do?
I would say success for me is being able to do exactly what you love.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm so fortunate that I do what I'm the most passionate about. So it doesn't feel like a job.
Exactly.
It feels like I'm just doing what I love. So for me, that is a big part of success. And the other part is your team.
Big part, yeah.
So for me, to have my team be able to feel the most fulfilled makes me feel more successful as well. So those definitely are my two top for.
Let's go down that road a little bit. Sorry to interrupt, but with the team, what do you find in hiring, in creating a good environment for your employees and your team and your staff? What do you think is the key to that?
Kindness.
Okay. Yeah.
Kindness. Knowing that everybody learns differently, and making them feel important.
Right.
Making sure that they know that you appreciate them. When you're a small business, I feel that, you have to listen. You have to listen to their wants and their needs. And it's a win-win. If you can hear ideas from people and get your staff to tell you things that maybe you could do better, or that the spa can be better. So I find that definitely encouraging them to have a voice and be creative is a win-win for the staff.
And being open-minded is the
100%.
leader of the business.
Yeah, you have to, and it becomes harder when you have a lot of staff members.
I'm sure, yeah.
But when you build a team, then you build a team that's someone that's underneath you that can also now have their people that they help.
Right.
So that's how I structure my business. I give people the opportunity to grow. So I have a really strong right hand, and she helps me execute, and then I just put another lead therapist on, and then she can help more with the therapist. So it just kind of trickles down to everyone feeling the support, and knowing that we're there to listen, and that we're it's not just my way or the highway, kind of thing.
Great open-minded attitude. We love it. Last question. So going back to, you 15 years ago, or somebody new starting in your industry specifically, what advice would you give to that person?
Yeah. So, and even piggyback off your last question about would I change anything?
Right.
So,
I don't know if I like that question, but you can answer it if you want.
I'll kind of put it together. There's not really much that I would change. I dedicated myself to be the best that I can be. And within failures is success.
Of course, yeah.
Exactly. So I learned a tremendous amount about when I make mistakes and how not to make them again.
Just from the experience, yeah.
So no regrets with that, but for people that are doing a similar, or even just someone starting off in a business, I would tell them to be consistent, to get out in the community, but to believe in themselves, to make sure that they don't ever, with the failures, that they'd start doubting themselves. Use that as encouragement.
Yeah, use it as fuel. You've got to make mistakes. That's just part of the journey, like you said.
Absolutely.
I love it. That's great. All right. Well, that was Jenna from Therapeutic Massage and Wellness. We appreciate you on. It was awesome. Any plugs or any where we can find you on Instagram, social media, website, any events coming up?
Absolutely. So we are located 40 Lake Avenue Extension, which is diagonal from Ethan Allen.
Right.
And we are on social media. You can Therapeutic Massage and Wellness on Instagram. We also have Facebook. Our website is www.tmwmassagect.com.
Okay.
We are always doing specials and promotions. Each month we do that, and we don't have anything coming up that we're doing in the spa right now, but we are always doing stuff in the community.
Right.
So you'll see us at a lot of different
Okay.
events.
Great. Awesome. Good. Well, thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in. This was Hustle Hard Project. And again, thank you, Jenna, for coming on.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. All right.